Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to see the recent judicial cases for applicable for January 26 and May 26. So there are two main reasons why this video will be very handy for you is because in question one, these things might come as adjustments, and so you need to mention in notes the reasons, elaborate on the same as well. And also, in case if you are not comfortable with question 2, 3, or 6 in your exam, and if you are forced to go for question 5, then also any of these question judicial cases might come and it will be very handy. So on the note, let's quickly check out the recent cases and what are the recent important cases and what are the corresponding judicial pronouncements. So do make use of it. First one is expenses incurred towards software development for advertisement which due to technological development had to be abandoned, whether it can be claimed as an allowable revenue expenditure. So the case is PCIT versus Dead Yen Technologies Private Limited. The verdict is expenses to be treated as revenue in nature. I could tell that assessee shall not get any enduring benefit, and therefore it is treated as revenue expenditure because the project itself is abandoned. So, and many candidates, they used to ask whether quoting the case name is important. It doesn't carry any specific mark as such, but if you quote the case and start, it gives an indication to the examiner your level of preparation. So these things add a lot of value. Instead of getting 2 to 2.5, you might get 3 to 3.5 because the examiner's expectation and with regarding to the case related questions, that is question 5, is very high. So you are expected to reproduce the court terminologies as it is. So moving on to the next, amount received as guarantee fees by a foreign company from a subsidiary falls within the definition of interest. So this is the question. The case is Johnson Matthey Public Limited versus C80 International Tax. So section 228 subsection A defines interest and limits interest payable in any manner in respect of any amount borrowed or debts incurred and includes any service fee. Also article 12 subclause 5 between India and UK talks about the interest aspects. I could tell that guarantee fee would neither fall within the ambit of Article 12 of India UK DTA or Section 228A of the Act. So hence it does not get covered under the same. So moving on to the next, interest paid by banks for broken period on securities purchases, whether it can be claimed as revenue expenditure. Bank of Rajasthan versus CAT, or as per RBI, those who are giving both the groups will be well versed with this. The securities are classified into 3 types, that is held to maturity and available for sale and held for trading. So Apex code held that securities were held as stock in trade and interest on the broken period cannot be considered as capital expenditure and hence allowed as deduction. So moving on to the last and next case, whether reduction in share capital without change in shareholding pattern and face value of shares constitute transfer. So if you see a Supreme Court in the case of Kartikeya v. Sarabhai versus AD observed that a reduction of right in a capital asset will amount to transfer under section 2 subsection 47. Sale is only one of the modes of transfer envisaged by section 247. So relinquishment of any rights in it may not amount to sale, and it can be considered as transfer. Any profit or gain which arises from the transfer of such capital asset is taxable under section 45. So Apex code held that reduction in share capital results in transfer under the provision of Income Tax Act as there is extinguishment of rights quo of such shares. So these are the usage of the word rights quo. Many examiners may not expect, but the usage of rights quo, at least for case related questions like question 5, is important. And the capital laws advising on proportionate reduction in share capital of the company is admissible even if the overall shareholding of the taxpayer in the company remains unchanged post reduction. So this is with regarding to the reduction in share capital with the change in shareholding pattern and face value of shares constitute transfer. So within 5 minutes we were able to go through all the important recent cases. So what you have to do is quickly mark these things, and in case we already covered, recall it, revisit it, so that at least the day before the exam day, again before you go to bed or before your dinner, if you watch it 2 times, then there's nothing that can stop you from pushing your total from 45 to 55, 55 to 65 and 65 to 75. So keep going guys, best wishes and all the very best once again.